Good afternoon to all of you. Hope you're safe and well. My name is Ms. Frogley and I'm Head of Health and Wellbeing here at Bremer with a short presentation about our provision here and lots of time for Q&A at the end. So our provision has been in place since 2018 and the key way we educate our students' health and wellbeing is that it's delivered by form tutors 3 times a week in form time. And this works in conjunction with our pastoral and safeguarding systems, so heads of year, SEND department, pastoral support officers, to support our students as people, not only as academic students. As you can see from the slide, our curriculum has 5 strands: healthy bodies, healthy minds, enterprise skills, cyber sense, SEAL, and money matters. And we believe these will help develop our students holistically, as there isn't scope or time to deliver these sorts of topics elsewhere in curriculums. There are no formal examinations or homework for wellbeing. They are very much workshops and are discussion based and encourage our students to be more self-aware when it comes to their own wellbeing. It also covers RSE, so relationships and sex education, for Key Stage 4, years 10 and 11, and I'll talk about that a little bit more shortly. So our vision for health and wellbeing has several parts to it, but it is simple: to make our students aware and reflect on their own mental and emotional health, and to develop our students, as I said, holistically, not just for exams. So we do this through a number of ways, primarily through our health and wellbeing curriculum, and also we have our PE and PSHE curriculums, but we also use student leadership and just the general ethos and embedded policies of our school community really prioritise wellbeing for everyone in our school community, not just our students. So the wellbeing curriculum is compulsory and on the timetable for all students. We advocate for a growth mindset within this curriculum, but also all other curriculums as well. It's very much an attitude at Bremer that we encourage our students to approach challenges, and we do that by presenting high challenge, low threat environments within our classes. In terms of student leadership, we have had our Youth Health Champion programme in Year 10 running for 3 years now with a 100% success rate or pass rate across the 3 years. They receive a qualification, but are also mentors for our younger students as well. And on the far right, you can see the wellbeing charter that our YHCs came up with in conjunction with our staff to help inform our school's policy. Bullying is a topic that always comes up with Year 6 parents, and you're not alone in that. I just want to reassure you that Bremer has a zero tolerance policy on bullying, and we take the Equalities Act especially seriously in our school community as well, both for staff and students. There is extensive and inclusive RSE, so sex education, but also in PSHE and across curriculums, we are inclusive and representative of different lives, different experiences, different backgrounds and sexual orientations. For example, what different families look like. There are specific units of work in humanities and wellbeing that tackle gender identity and sexuality, and we are in the process of celebrating Black History Month in our school community as well. So you can see how we're a very diverse community and we like to celebrate and protect that as well. It is going to happen that children fall out with each other. So some of these day-to-day fallouts are dealt very much by their form tutors, maybe escalated to their head of year, but any more serious incidents or incidences of bullying will be escalated through our pastoral systems, if necessary, culminating in our safeguarding lead and with students being taken to referrals and things like that, if it gets that serious, but we do take it very seriously. Our ethos is to promote positive relationships between students and between students and staff. As I said, where this does not happen, we sanction and we educate those students to improve how they interact in our school community and outside of it. Finally, our COVID response. So I'll shortly go on to what our curriculum usually looks like for Year 7, but we did a few things in response to COVID. So we switched to wellbeing booklets and being taught in form time, as I said, by our form tutors 3 times a week, and that's been received well by our students. Here are a list of the topics that we felt were important in re-establishing with our students when they came back after that long time away during lockdown. And something that's really working well with Years 7 and 8 especially are the brain breaks, but we also use them with older students, especially within double lessons, and we're capitalising on that link between exercise and increased focus and concentration, just to really wake up the students who are having to spend a long time in the same room in their bubble all day. They are run by form reps, so that's another student leadership position that we offer through our wellbeing provision here at Bremer as well. This is what the curriculum will usually look like for Year 7 during their first year at Bremer. The curriculum is designed to be bespoke to the year groups and not only their age of development, but also what their year group is experiencing at that time or what they typically experience within school. And it builds on their learning from previous years. So some of these will build into the Year 8 topics of cyber ethics and cyberbullying and managing emotions, for example. Each year goes through these strands, but they all look slightly different depending on what year they are in. And they build on prior learning as they advance through school. We believe it's really important that we focus on teamwork and team building the second our new Year 7s arrive. So they get to know each other, we get to see where their strengths and weaknesses lie. They start to make friendships, connections, and they just get to know each other really as early as possible. And we find that this preempts a few problems that tend to happen later on, and also just helps them make their nice group of friends as soon as possible. So that was just a very brief rundown of our wellbeing provision here at Bremer. There are other videos on social media where myself, Ms. Rogley, am interviewed by one of our youth health champions. And there's lots of other information on our school website as well about health and wellbeing and some of our other subjects as well. Our youth health champions do have an Instagram page, which is at fb.yhc, if you would like to follow it or have a look at the sorts of things we do to support our students through social media. But on the whole, that is our wellbeing provision. So we have time for any questions